Just a few hours, Amber Waterman, the woman accused of killing Ashley Bush and her unborn baby, will be in court, where it's possible she could change her not guilty plea.
Prosecutors have been very open about seeking the death penalty in this case. If a plea change is made, it could impact that action. Let's go ahead and send it out to 5 News reporter Claire Everbach, who's live from the court grounds with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Joe. The filing came down late yesterday, the state saying it would prepare plea change paperwork and provide victim impact statements ahead of today's hearing. Amber Waterman has already been sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to a Missouri federal case for the deaths. This is a video from 2 weeks ago. She left a courthouse. Here in Arkansas, a Benton County judge has determined she can still be tried in the same case where prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. This all started back in October of 2022. Court documents accuse Waterman of using a fake name online and kidnapping Bush, who was in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy, with the plan to kill her and deliver the unborn baby to raise as her own. When we spoke to Bush's family in October 2024, they told us how devastating her loss had been and that they plan to fight for justice every step of the way.
As we move forward, we will search and we will seek the maximum of justice for the next stage of where our fight will take us.
I really am hoping and praying for is just justice for Ashley and Valkyrie, whether that be her just spending her life behind bars, or if the state of Arkansas does pursue something further.
The hearing is scheduled for 8:30 this morning. We'll be inside the courtroom and let you know if that plea change is made. Live in Benton County, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Thanks for that, Claire. Well, Ashley Bush was pregnant with her 4th child at the time of her death. Her family says that she planned to name her baby Valkyrie Grace. In 2024, the family spoke to us about how they plan to honor Ashley and Valkyrie.
Ashley's favorite flower was the sunflower, and therefore yellow is our color that we will always remember and honor Ashley with.
We will continue to follow this case and bring you any updates throughout the day right here on 5 News.
Well, 7 circuit judges have requested an audit into how cases are assigned there at the Benton County Circuit Clerk's office. The Waterman trial was originally assigned to one judge, but the case should have been in another judge's courtroom. Now, the judges sent a letter to the State Legislative Audit Committee to find out if procedures are being followed. Division III Circuit Judge Tom Smith is one of the 7 requesting the audit. He says he's not accusing anyone of wrongdoing, but instead wants to make sure the public has clarity.
We just didn't want any questions about the integrity of the judicial system, and we think that's paramount for the public trust. And so we decided to get a third party to look at the request, to have them look at the files.
Benton County Circuit Clerk Brenda DeShields did not give a public comment, but did tell us she and her office are complying with the courts. Brad Simon is moving on to the general election for the State Senate District 26 seat.
He won the Republican nomination in a runoff against Wade Dunn on Tuesday. Simon picked up a little more than 65% of the votes, while Dunn got close to 35%. Simon will now face independent candidate Adam Watson on March 3rd. Well, Simon is a small business owner from Paris. He has said that his decision to run was influenced by late state Senator Gary Stubblefield, whom he called a champion for rural Arkansas and conservative values in the River Valley. During the campaign, Simon spoke out strongly against the proposed Franklin County Prison Project. He also advocated for ending the used car sales tax and increasing funding for rural school districts and senior citizen centers.
You're going to have somebody that you're going to be able to be in contact with that's going to listen to the voters' voices and going to be able to take that message back to Little Rock and work with the other legislators.
Meanwhile, Adam Watson has been a leading opponent of the Franklin County Prison Project through his organization Gravel and Grit. Watson says that his priorities include fixing policies and procedures at the Capitol, lowering taxes in a fiscally responsible way, and bringing legislation forward based on concerns raised by his constituents. He says his campaign offers voters a different perspective.
I'm committed to being honest up front with them and transparent in my decision making. And I want that process to include the community. So if voters of District 26 want to have a greater level of participation in their government, I think I'm a really good choice for them.
Well, early voting for the general election begins in 2 weeks. The special election set for March 3rd. Well, the short-lived government shutdown now over, with President Trump signing several funding bills into law.
But the future of the Department of Homeland Security is still a question as lawmakers demand reform. Meanwhile, Trump is doubling down on his call to nationalize elections 8 months before the midterms, listing a number of cities and states where he says the feds should swoop in. Multiple agencies have found the accusations of widespread 2020 voter fraud to be unfounded. Meanwhile, Republicans maintain the president only meant that he supports a bill requiring voter IDs nationwide.
Take a look at Detroit. Take a look at Pennsylvania. Take a look at Philadelphia. You go take a look at Atlanta. Look at some of the places that horrible corruption on elections.
That signifies ensuring that only citizens of this country vote in our elections.
Now, meanwhile, DHS is only funded for 2 more weeks, and lawmakers are under pressure over federal immigration enforcement after deadly confrontations in Minneapolis involving ICE agents, sparking nationwide protests and calls for accountability.
Every DHS agent everywhere should have a body camera.
This week, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has ordered body cameras worn for immigration officers there in Minneapolis, but Democrats want those reforms written into law before DHS funding expires. Well, the search for Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie's mother continues this morning.
Now, the Sheriff's Department tells CBS News that it is investigating a possible ransom note along with other leads. Jared Hill has more.
We don't know where she is. Critical questions as the search for Nancy Guthrie, mom of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, stretches into a 4th day. We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos confirms to CBS News an apparent ransom note sent to a local TV station is now a part of the investigation. In it, specific details about the 84-year-old's home and what she was wearing the night she went missing, but he would not confirm its authenticity.
It's like any piece of evidence. You give it to us, you give us a lead, we're going to look at every aspect of that lead and work it as a lead.
TMZ says it also received a note demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin, forwarding it to the sheriff. This as CBS News cameras captured what appears to be a small amount of blood outside of Nancy Guthrie's house. Nanos says a little bit of blood was found inside the home as well.
We've submitted all kinds of samples for DNA, and we've gotten some back, but nothing to indicate any suspects.
The FBI is assisting, conducting interviews and analyzing local cell phone data. The agency also asking for the public's help.
Every lead and tip is important. We are aggressively pursuing and looking into every single one.
As the search continues, the sheriff says he does not believe the broader community is in danger. Jared Hill, CBS News.